So I did this video around a month ago, and I want to go ahead and take a look and do it again, but now after free agency. So a month ago when I did this, I went ahead and did 100 mock drafts for PFN and PFF. That's Pro Football Focus, and that's Pro Football Network. They both have draft simulators, so I drafted 100 said first round draft picks to see what they thought the Bengals would select. And when it came to PFF, they were very much precisely in the same area when it came to what picks they wanted. They wanted a center, a tackle, an edge rusher, a little bit of cornerbacks, defensive tackles, right? A center. Like, it was very much into that ballpark range where more or less of what we personally as fans would want to see. There was no Brock Bowers when it came to the 100 mock drafts for PFF, but for the other side, PFN, it was the complete opposite. So there was a couple Brock Bowers choices. Also, they went ahead and selected a lot of cornerbacks, a lot of wide receivers, a lot of offensive tackles, defensive tackles, and even a safety. So it was kind of all over the place, right? Well, now that we're done free agency, I did the exact same thing I did before, and that's going to be this right here. So as you can see, sorry, I almost sneezed right there. As you can see, we have 100 mock drafts here for PFF and PFN, just like I did before. But after free agency, we kind of have a lot more of a structured type of look. So for PFN, while before free agency, they were going crazy wide receiver wise, right? There was a lot of receivers they thought we were going to take. Then we franchise tag T. Higgins. We didn't trade him. We didn't get rid of him. So now PFN has changed their tune completely. Other than Brian Thomas, they don't have us taking any other wide receiver in this upcoming draft. They've also changed their tune very much at cornerback. Well, yes, they still have some corners. They're very far, but in between. Now, the main positions they think we're going to take is offensive tackle. You thought I was going to say something else. No, it's really offensive tackle, which is exactly what we're most likely going to take. Now, of course, they throw in some, wildcats like edge rusher here and there. Brock Bowers shows up a couple times. But for the most part, it's very clear, which last time I did this video, it was not clear at all, and it was actually all over the place. Now, it's no longer like that. Now, it's very clear they want us to take an offensive tackle. Well, what about PFF? PFF is kind of still a little bit all over the place. Starting with, they want us to go corner. There's a lot of different picks here. You can see that our cornerbacks. There is a lot of picks that are offensive tackles, which I think is probably the best bet here. There's like a couple Brock Bowers picks randomly. I'll be honest with you, last time I did this video, PFF did not have us select him one time. So the fact that they at least have, maybe got a little bit better there, I'm taking it as a W. But other than that, though, it is a lot of edge rushers. Like, they very much think we're going to take an edge rusher with the 18th overall pick. There is some, cornerback, again, here and there. But for the most part, both of these mock drafts, I think I will give them a very good A. Because I think they progressed in a lot of different ways from what they were a month ago, right? And that, listen, at the end of the day, that's how, mock drafts work. That's how football this time of the year works. As we get closer and closer to the draft, things change. Players go up draft boards, down draft boards. But I think for the most part, from how random it was before, to a point where I just really didn't even like how random PFF was, in all honesty. And even PFN, I thought they kind of just shot in the dark, right? I feel like now they're a lot more precise. And I feel like now we're kind of getting a general, okay, I think this is a lot smarter. But I'll be honest with you, I think PFN is 1,000 times better here than PFF. And that wasn't really the analysis I got last time I did this mock draft video. Because last time it was kind of, they were both wildcats all over the place. Now it seems like PFN's really homing in and doing better at precisely saying, listen, this is what the Bengals are going to take. And all the players are listing here outside of Thomas Jr., I could easily see them taking. And I really would not be surprised in any capacity. While if I look at PFF, while I do agree with some of these picks, I think for the most part, I don't agree that we're going to either get that said player, he's going to be available at our said pick, or we're going to be able, or we're just going to draft him in general, right? Or for somebody else. So it's kind of interesting to see. Again, like I said, there's all types of different mock draft simulators out there. Ironically enough, PFF does cost $10 a month to use this simulator right here, while this one is free from Pro Football Network. And the $10 a month simulator seems to be not as good as the free simulator, which a lot of times that ends up happening. Especially because these simulators, well, yes, they can, for the most part be accurate to a certain degree. Some of them are just random. And some of them are just based on, who's available, what does the bot think is the best option, and sometimes it simply is not the best option. So I want to make this video today, guys, kind of looking at this and breaking this down. Definitely tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. And who do you personally think we're going to draft in this upcoming draft? I still believe 100% number one is going to be offensive tackle. That's not a question. Number two, if we don't take an offensive tackle, we could take a center in Jackson Powers Johnson. Number three would probably be a defensive tackle. Number four would be a defensive lineman. Number five, I think, would be, and again, all this is if Brock Bowers is off the board, clearly. Number five would be an edge rusher. Number six would be a cornerback. And number seven, I feel like, would be a wide receiver. And again, that's if all the other players I just listed at those said positions are either no longer on the board or just not worth the pick at 18. But I really do not see a world, where all six of those positions are going and there's not best play available. That's those said six positions, so they have to take a wide receiver. I don't think they're going to have to take a wide receiver personally. I know, again, they eventually do want to move on from, they're going to have to move on for T. Higgins if he doesn't sign a contract. I just don't think it's going to happen. Again, like I said, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we end up taking a wide receiver at 18. And according to a lot of different mock drafts and, salary or experts, NFL analyst experts, they think we're going to take a wide receiver. So I feel like if we did, it would have to be Brian Thomas Jr., and that would be pretty much the only player I could even imagine them taking. Unless somehow, again, like I said, Romy Duze dropped down the board or one of the other top receivers dropped down the board. Imagine we got Marvin Harrison Jr. See, things I can imagine, but I highly doubt will actually go through is I'm able to actually get someone as good as that. But again, like I said, hey, listen, I'll be fine with Johnny Newton. I'll be fine with Byron Murphy II. Give us a good defensive tackle. Get us a good defensive lineman. I'm okay with that. We signed Trent Brown in free agency. We don't have to reach for anyone. We can take best player available and kind of just go on from there. We don't got to worry about, going out there and getting someone and being desperate. We're not desperate. We have an offensive line. We're figuring it out. We're putting the pieces together. And things are going to look up for us, guys. So this upcoming season is going to get crazy. Get set. Get ready to go, boys. Who Dey Nation. Who Dey out. Who Dey.